Alright, you're welcome to this audiobook. This is Uche A, the author of this book, Minding the Mind, and this is an audiobook. This is chapter 4 of our grand topic, Minding the Mind. So this is chapter 4, Strategies for Overcoming Fear, Trauma, and Emotional Pain. We have, what's the topic for chapter 4? That's Rekindling Joy, Overcoming Loss of Interest. Loss of interest in things once loved can feel confusing and frightening. Activities that once brought excitement, meaning, or comfort may now feel empty or exhausting. This happens a whole lot. This happens a whole lot. You start feeling the opposite. You start feeling the direct opposite. Maybe there's something you used to do before, and when it's time to do it, you start feeling like, why am I doing this? I don't want to do this again. And it's not something bad, actually. It's just something you feel like you've lost total interest in it. You don't want to do it again. You don't want to go through that process again. Meanwhile, it's not like the process is totally bad, like I said again, but you just feel like, no, I don't want to do this. It happens, and therapy can fix it. But here is a book that would also guide you on how to do that. Grasping the impact of disinterest. Grasping, normally means understanding the impact of disinterest. Disinterest means you're not having interest in something. Loss of interest really exists in isolation. You cannot lose interest when you're alone. If you lose interest in being alone, then you have a lot to battle with. You can always be alone. Most times when you lose interest in something, it means you want to be alone. You want to be somewhere just alone, all by yourself. So being alone doesn't, yield loss of interest. It quietly reshapes daily living, identity, and motivation. So emotional effects of, losing interest, emotional numbness, you are not able to react to things properly. Maybe a child is misbehaving around you, and you are just there. You don't want to say anything because you feel like it's none of my business. Things like this is numbness. Like, your emotions are not active at the point. You are numb. You just feel nonchalant. Like, that is loss of interest. You are not active. Your life is slowly drowning. You are slowly drowning, but you don't know. That's the effect of loss of interest. Secondly, sadness without clear issue. You just easily get angry. You just look at something, maybe something that has always been there before. You used to see something around you before, and you don't have problems with it, but suddenly you start having problem with it. You start thinking, why is this thing here? Why do people put this thing here? Something like that. It is, the effect of disinterest. Another thing is guilt for not feeling happy. You feel like, as you're not happy, it is something big. Why are you not happy? You feel like, why am I not happy? Like, the guilt of, you feel like you are responsible for your non-happiness. You are not happy, but you feel like you are always responsible. You blame yourself for not being happy, sort of like that. So a sense of emptiness. You feel empty. You feel, even if you know how to do something well before, you feel like, I cannot do this thing. I cannot do this thing. I once had an experience. I'm a very good keyboardist. I play the keyboard. That's when I have the opportunity to. And when I was still learning, when I was still growing in that knowledge, one of my bosses told me something. He said, if you are not happy, you won't be able to learn something. You won't be able to grow. You won't be able to do something well. And that's it. That's just the fact. If you're not happy about something, a particular situation, doing it becomes hard. Doing anything at all, it becomes hard. So you have to be happy. You have to just be, you have to create your own happiness. The point where you learn how to create your happiness, that's the point where you start to enjoy life. So another thing we should look at regarding this joy aspect, trying to rekindle your joy, that's bring up your joy again, is behavioral consequences. When you don't have interest in something again, you withdraw from hobbies and social connection. I've seen people close down all their social media accounts because they don't just feel happy again. I've been tempted to do that sometimes in the past. I've been tempted to that, and I know a whole lot of people too have been tempted to that. Closing down your accounts will not solve your problem, or even going for a break, like going for a year break, it will not solve the problem. Because if you don't fix something from its roots, it would always reoccur. Social media account is not your social connection. Maybe you have friends, you just start deleting all your friends' contacts. Maybe because you feel like, oh, these people are not reaching out to me again, let me just delete all their contact. No, It will not solve your problem. It will not create that happy feeling. You have to solve it from the ground. Avoiding responsibilities. Maybe you want to go for a meeting and you just feel like, oh, I don't want to go again. I'm not interested. I'm not interested. Another thing again is struggle with motivation. You cannot motivate yourself to do anything. I mean, if everybody encourages you in this life and you don't encourage yourself, you will not be able to do anything. So without they encouraging you, you can encourage yourself before, but because you've lost interest in yourself and everything about you, you cannot encourage yourself. You feel like it's not something I will do and still feel. It's not something I will do and nothing will come out from it. It's not something I will do and everything will just run into shambles. You start feeling bored. You start feeling something like that. It's not the life you want to live. Then the next one is identifying the underlying cause of disinterest, loss of interest, depression and emotional burnout, trauma and emotional protection, chronic stress and overload, loss, grief, and major life changes. So many other things like the small steps to mitigate passion and purpose. These are small steps to mitigate passion and purpose, like to regain your passion and purpose. These are the things you should do. Redefining joy as neutral before pleasant. Tell yourself that this is okay, this doesn't feel heavy, I can tolerate this. Start giving yourself, courage. Start giving yourself motivations. I mean, the motivation that should keep you going. Start giving it to yourself. Start giving it to yourself. Start telling yourself the truth that yes, I can do this. Yes, I can do this. Yes, I can do that. Don't start feeling like an idiot. I mean, it's literally don't start feeling like an idiot. Tell yourself that yes, I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. I can do this. At that point, you start reshaping your life. Scheduling joy, I mean, without pressure. Another part here is scheduling joy. You can go out, take a walk, light exercise, jump. You can jump, jump for a while, and you can creatively play. I mean, do something that will make you feel like you are playing about. You're doing something, you're playing, things like that. Reconnecting to purpose through meaning. Well, how can you reconnect to purpose through meaning? Helping others. If there are things you've not been doing before, I mean, try out new things, try out new environment, try out new what's it called, connections. But this doesn't mean that the past connections were the issue. No, it's just you regaining yourself. There's nothing you cannot do in this life, and that thing includes you reconnecting with people that you've not been before. I did this thing in 2025. There's so many people I've cut off from. I just told myself that no, I don't want to have anything to do with people again. Like I left them totally, and I reconnected with almost every one of them. In fact, up to now, I'm still reconnecting with some. This is a point. This is a therapeutic something. I mean, learn to connect, learn to contribute to others' life. There are things that you should contribute to. That is therapy. That is therapy for you. You should go with that. Then another side is compassionate self-talk. Tell yourself the truth. I am healing. I'm healing. If there's something you were going through that made you lose interest, tell yourself, I am healing. I'm growing. This phase will not define me, does not define me. This phase is just a temporary phase. It's just a phase that will pass. It's a phase that will pass. It's something that we go and we go through it and we succeed. So lastly and conclusively, joy is not lost. It is resting. You are just in a resting point. Just like at night. Just imagine seeing someone sleeping and you think that the person is dead. No, the person is just resting. The person is not there yet. The person is not awake yet. So your process of awakening, you should prepare for it. I mean, prepare for it. Make it intentional. Make it intentional. Make it intentional. Then if it gets too seriously that you lose serious interest on something, I mean, know when to seek support. Therapy is free, like I said. You can contact us, reach out to us. You can have free sessions. I mean, free sessions just for you. If it persists for weeks or months, like you realize you're going through something, I mean, you have to, I mean, it retreats, it goes back for a while. When the mind and body are overwhelmed, wounded, or exhausted, I mean, it's not a bad thing for you to lose interest. It's not a bad thing for you to lose interest, but don't just lose interest and disappear and tell yourself that no, I will not be able to do it again. No, you can, but not now. It may not be immediately, but once you are able to, don't shy away from it. Don't run away from it. Don't tell yourself no. Do it. Keep to it. Do it if it's something possible for you. Do it. So that's that about this chapter 4 that talks about rekindling joy, overcoming loss of interest. It's a very interesting topic. I mean, this is one of the best topics in this particular book. I mean, it resonates so well with me, and it's more practical. It's more practical. In fact, it helps a lot of other chapters of this book. This is like the central topic of this book. It helps a lot of things. It helps you understand better other things that I've not even said. So if you lose interest in something, if you start feeling down about something, give it time and do everything necessary. That's why I say you should get this book. There are more details in this book that you will not hear from my mouth. You may not hear it from my mouth. You may not understand it just by hearing it. You understand it by reading it yourself. Keep it, reading it again. I mean, keep it, read it again and again. So that is that about that. I hope you gotten something from this. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us all through all our social media platforms. Mind your mind, we are everywhere.